Welcome back, students. This is a part 2 of pair of linear equations in two variables. In this video, we will learn a concept which will be used in solving the questions of exercise 3.2. Now we will learn how to find the solution by graphical representation. See, we have already learned whenever we draw a graph of linear equations of two variables, we will get two lines. So these are the three possibilities. The given figure shows three graphs. So these are the three possibilities of which we are getting the graph. Either we are getting intersecting lines or parallel lines or coincident lines. So let's learn more about them. If my lines are intersecting lines, it has always one solution. One solution means it will have only one value of x and one value of y. Since it has only one value, that means its solution is referred as unique solution. Let's find out the further information. See, if we have been given two equations, a1 x plus b1 y plus c1 equals to 0, the a2 x plus b2 y plus c2 is equals to 0, and for intersecting lines, a1 by a2 will not be equal to b1 by b2. See, we have taken an example also. X minus 2y is equals to 0, 3x plus 4y minus 20 is equals to 0. Here a1 is 1 and a2 is 3, b1 is minus 2 and b2 is 4. We can see 1 by 3 is not equal to minus 2 by 4. So this is all about intersecting lines. Intersecting lines are also known as consistent because they provide us one unique solution. Now see the second situation when the lines will be parallel. So parallel lines means that our equation has no solution. We will not have any value of x and y, and it is referred as inconsistent. That means if we have two equations, a1x plus b1y plus c1 equals to 0, a2x plus b2y plus c2 equals to 0, then a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2, but this is not equal to c1 by c2. For example, see the two equations. Here my x plus 2y minus 4 equals to 0 and 2x plus 4y minus 12 equals to 0. Here a1 is 1, a2 is 2, b1 is 1, b2 is 2, c1 is 1, c2 is 3. We can see a1 by a2 is equals to b1 by b2, but this is not equal to c1 by c2, which is 1 by 3. Now let's see the third scenario when our lines are coinciding. Coinciding means they are just lying on each other. See, it's extended, that means these lines are lying on all the same points. Let's learn about this situation. Coincident lines. This type of equation has infinitely many solutions. We can see all the points of one line are touching all the points of the other line. This means it has many solutions, infinitely many solutions. These are also known as dependent lines, and since the lines are lying on one another, so in this case a1 by a2 is equals to b1 by b2 is equals to c1 by c2. And we can see the example also. In these two equations, we can see our a1 by a2 is equals to b1 by b2 is equals to c1 by c2. See, we have to simplify these equations. So every time we are simplifying, we are getting 1 by 2, 1 by 2 and 1 by 2. That means it is fulfilling this relationship. Now let's move forward and do exercise 3.2. This is our first question of exercise 3.2. This 10 students of class 10. So our first sum of exercise 3.2 is 10 students of class 10 took part in mathematics quiz. If the number of girls is 4 more than the number of boys, find the number of boys and girls took part in the quiz. So now we have to recognize which two things we have to assume, since we are doing the equations in two variables. So they have given us boys and girls. So we will assume the number of girls equals to x and let the number of boys equals to y. They have given 10 students of class 10. That means number of girls plus number of boys is equal to 10. Since only 10 students are taking part, that means x plus y is equals to 10. This will be our first equation. Now see the second situation which they have given. If the number of girls is 4 more than the number of boys, what is your number of girls? X. Is means equals to 4 more means plus than the number of boys. Number of boys is y. So let's simplify this equation. It will be x. I will shift y to this side and 4 will remain like that. So this will be our second equation. So we have got now two equations. X plus 5 is equals to 10 and x minus 4 equals to 4. Now since we have learned to find the solutions graphically, so we will plot the graph by using these equations and find the values of x and y. So let's, in the same way, we will find values for x and y like we did earlier. So first we will do for this equation. X, let's assume x is equals to 5. 5 plus y is equals to, I am assuming x is equals to 5. Then, so y is equals to 10 minus 5 is equals to 5. So when I am assuming x is equals to 5, I am getting y also equals to 5. Now let's assume x equals to 4. That is 4 plus y is equals to 10. Y is equals to, I'll shift 4 to other side. It will be 10 minus 4. Since it is plus 4, so it will be 10 minus 4 is 6. On putting x is equals to 4, I am getting y is equals to 6. Now let's find the thing for x and y for second equation. X and y. Let's put x equals to 2. 2 minus y is equals to 4. Minus y is equals to 4 minus 2. On shifting 2 to other side, it will become minus 2. 4 minus 2 is 2. Minus y is equals to 2. That means y is equals to minus 2. Minus will get shift to other side. So when we are assuming x equals to 2, we are getting y equals to minus of 2. Now assume x is equals to, let's say 1, I will take 1 minus y, you can take any value. Minus of y is equals to 4 minus 1. That means minus y is equals to 3, y will be equal to minus 3. X, I have taken 1, y will be equal to minus 3 in this case. Now let's draw a graph. This is origin. All the values I will assume till 6. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is your minus of x, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is y-axis, this is x-axis.
Okay.
So I have written the points for x and y-axis. Now let's plot the points on the graph. X is equals to 5. Here it's 5, and in that case y is also equals to 5. Let's just go vertically upward. So here it will be the see, it's opposite to 5, and for x also it's opposite to 5. So this is your point, 5 for x and 5 for y. Now x is equals to 4. Here it's 4. Y is equals to 6. So in the same way, we just go vertically upwards, just opposite to 6. We'll mark. This is 4, 6. So we will join these points. Now we'll do for the second equation. It's x is equals to 2 and y is equals to minus 2. Here your x is equals to 2. We have to go vertically downwards because your y is minus 2 and minus 2 is in this quadrant. So this is the point 2 minus 2. Now x is equals to 1. Here it's equals to 1 and y is equals to minus 3. We'll just go vertically downwards, and here I'll mark the point. This is x equals to 3 and y equals to minus 3. Now I will join these points. See, now we got one point of intersection for these two equations. See, this is our point, and this point is our unique solution for this sum. Let's see what is this point. So if I am joining the points on x and y axis, I am getting x 7 and y equals to 3. This means x is equals to 7 and x is equals to 7 and y is equals to 3. Our x was equal to number of girls we have assumed at the starting of the sum, and y is a number of boys. You can see total number of students were 10. So number of girls plus number of boys, 7 plus 3 is 10. So it's verifying. That means we have found the correct value. So this is how we find the solutions graphically. Now let's do the second question. For first sum, it has two parts. One I have done for you and the second you can do yourself. It's very simple. You have to find the equations and then you have to find the values for x and y. Now we will do second question. In second question, they have given us equations, and on comparing these values a1, a2, b1 by b2 and c1 by c2, we have to find whether these equations they will intersect, they will be parallel equations, or they will coincide. I will do two for you, and the third, there are three parts, third you can do yourself. For the first sum, first we will write values of a1, a2. First we will write the values of all the constants. So here in this equation, a1 is 5, b1 is minus 4, c1 is 8, a2 is 7, b2 is 6 and c2 is minus 9. Before starting the exercise, we have learned one concept. So we'll just follow that concept and find whether the equations intersect or they are parallel to one another or they are coincide. See, now I'll just write these ratios. A1 by A2 is 5 by 7. See, A1 is 5, A2 is 7. B1 by B2 is minus 4 by 6 and C1 by C2 is 8 by minus 9. So I have written all the values and you can see 5 by 7 is not equal to minus 4 by 6, because if I reduce it further also 2 into 2 is 2 and 3 into 2 is 6. So on further reducing I am getting minus 2 by 3, which is not equal to 5 by 7. So we learned one case at the starting. So when my A1 by A2 is not equal to B1 by B2, in that case the given equations will intersect each other at a point. So we can say that these two equations will intersect. Now let's do for the second equation. Again write down the values of A1, A2, B1, B2 and C1, C2. A1 is 6, B1 is minus 3, C1 is 10, A2 is 2, B2 is minus 1 and C2 is 9. So I will write it in ratio form: A1 by A2, B1 by B2, C1 by C2. I'll just write the values. A1 is 6, A2 is 2, B1 is minus 3, B2 is minus 1, C1 is 10, C2 is 9. So I'll just make it simpler. 2 into 1 is 2, 2 into 3 is 6. 1 into 1 is 1 and 1 into 3 is 3. And 1 and 1 will, minus and minus will get cancelled. Here further cancellation is not possible. So I can write 3 by 1 is equals to 3 by 1, which is not equal to 10 by 9. So I got A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2 and not equal to C1 by C2. And which was for the which case? Yes, it is for the parallel case, because when the lines coincide, in that case all the values are same, but now our C1 by C2, they are not equal, which means these equations will be parallel to each other. And now guys, you can try the third one. Now we are doing third sum of exercise 3.2. In this, let's do question number third. In third question, we have to compare the ratios A1 by A2, B1 by B2 and C1 by C2, and we have to find out whether this pair of equations are consistent or inconsistent. So let's find it out. I have written the equations already and you can see third question has 5 parts. I will do 2 for you and the remaining you can do it yourself. The second part I am doing. The equations are 2x minus 3y equals to 8, 4x minus 6y equals to 9. So I'll write down the values of A1, B1, C1, A2, B2 and C2. My A1 is 2, B1 is minus 3 and C1 is 8. A2 is 4, B2 is minus 6 and C2 is 9. So I'll write it in ratio form now. 2 by 4 minus 3 by minus 6 and 8 by 9. Now let's see if further simplifications are possible. 2 and 4, both they can be cancelled on 2's table. 2 into 1 is 2, 2 into 2 is 4. So this is simplified as 1 by 2. Now this minus and minus sign will get cancelled and 3 and 6 both are the multiples of 3. So I can cancel it in the table of 3. 3 into 1 is 3. 3 into 2 is 6. Again I got 1 by 2. Now 8 by 9. For 8 by 9 I can see that their further cancellations are not possible. So I will write it as it is. Now 1 by 2 is equal to 1 by 2, which is not equal to 8 by 9. Now we have learned some relations at the starting of the exercise. So what do we conclude now? In case when our A1 by A2 is equals to B1 by B2 but not equals to C1 by C2. Yes, in that case our lines will be parallel. Parallel lines means that our solution of equations will be inconsistent. Consistent is only in case of intersecting lines. Now let's find out for the third part. Okay. Again we will write the values of A1, B1, C1, A2, B2 and C2. A1 is 3 by 2, B1 is 5 by 3 and C1 is 7. Again A2 is 9, B2 is minus 10 and C2 is 14. Since this question is in fractions, that's why I have chosen this part. So let's do. Let's write it in ratio form. A1 by A2, B1 by B2 and C1 by C2. A1 by A2. A1 is 3 by 2. A2 is 9. So 9 I will write as 9 by 1. Again B1 is 5 by 3. This minus 10 I will write minus 10 by 1. And here it's simple 7 by 14. Now we know that when we are dividing two fractions, we can write it in the form of, I'll write it over here. See, division of two fractions, when it's in this form, A by B, which is your first number, and B by C. C by D will take. C by D, which is your, here A by B will be 3 by 2 and C by D will be 9 by 1. So you can write in this way. These B and C can be written together and A and D can be written together. How? See, my A and B, instead of this division sign, I have to put the sign of multiplication. And this will, I have to reverse. D by C. The only change which I have made is I have put this division sign or sign of this, I have changed it into multiplication, and the sign and the numbers of this I have reversed. D by C. Instead of C by D, I have written D by C. So this I got A into D and B into C, which is same. These two I will write together and these two I will write together. So this was easy way for you guys to remember. This is a concept we have already learned in smaller classes. So let's apply this concept over here. So this I will write, I will combine these two and I will combine these two. This was my purpose of writing 1 over here. So it will be 3 by 2. So I will just write a sign of multiplication. It will be 9. Here 1 will come and here 9 will come as per this rule. A into D, B into C. B into C, A into D. Now same goes here also. 5 by 3, 5 into 1 and 3 into minus 10 equals to 7 by 14. So we will simplify all. 3 into 1 is 3, 2 into 9 is 18. 5 into 1 is 5 and 3 into minus of 10 is minus of 30. This will be 7 by 14. Let's simplify it. Both are the multiples of 3. We'll cancel it on 3's table. 3 into 1 is 3. 3 into 6 is 18. Both are the multiples of 5. 5 into 1 is 5 and 5 into 6 is 30. These are both multiples of 7. 7 into 1 is 7. 7 into 2 is 14. So this is 1 by 6. This is 1 by minus 6. So that becomes minus of 1 by 6. So 1 by 6 is different from minus 1 by 6, which means my A1 by A2 is not equals to B1 by B2, and which is proving that this is a unique solution when my lines are intersecting. Unique solution is always consistent. So I have done two parts out of these two. One was consistent and the other one was inconsistent. So remaining three you have to do it by yourself. Let's do the fourth sum now. In fourth question, we have to find it out which of the equations are consistent or inconsistent. And if the consistent equations are there, for that we have to find the graph and find the solution. So again there are four parts. I will only do two parts, and the remaining two you have to do it yourself. So let's find it out. In order to find whether the solutions are consistent or inconsistent, we will follow the same rule which we have learned in the starting. I will write the values of A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. A1 is 2, B1 is 1, C1 is minus 6. A2 is 4, B2 is minus 2, C2 is minus 4. So one thing I want you to tell, I can also write these equations as 2x plus y is equals to 6. This minus of 6 I can shift to the other side, and this equation I can also write as 4x minus 2y is equals to 4. It's your choice how you want to write the equations, but if you are taking one equation in this form, you should take other also in this form only. Because if you are taking one in this form and the other in this form, then there will be change of signs. But you have to take both the equations should be in same form. So now let's find it out. So I will write this in the ratio form now. A1 by A2 is 2 by 4. B1 by B2 is 1 by minus 2. C1 by C2 is minus 6 by minus of 4. So let's simplify these ratios. Both are going on 2's table. 2 into 1 is 2. 2 into 2 is 4. I got A1 by A2 equals to 1 by 2. B1 by B2. It's already in simplified form, so we cannot simplify it further. So it is minus 1 by 2. See, here only we have gotten A1 by A2 is not equals to B1 by B2. So we don't have to go further to look at the values of C1 and C2. Because in my unique solution, I know if A1 by A2 is not equals to B1 by B2, then my equation is unique, or pair of equations has unique solution, and unique solution means they are consistent. Now the question was, we have to find it out whether the equations are consistent or inconsistent. We have found our equations are a given pair of equations are consistent. So the next part of the question is, if consistent, then you have to obtain solution graphically. So now let's plot a graph and find out the solution. Solution means finding the values of x and y. In order to plot a graph, we will take values of x and y. First we will take for first equation. 2x plus y minus 6 is equals to 0. Let's assume x equals to 0. So I already explained to you that you can take any values of x and y according to your wish, but the values should be very simple so that you can get simple values for the other variable also. So I have taken x is equals to 0. I will put x is equals to 0. 2 into 0 plus y. This 6 I will shift to other side. Minus of 6 will be changed into plus of 6. 2 into 0 is 0 plus y is equals to 6, which means y I am getting equals to 6 on putting x equals to 0. Now let's find out the other value. So let's assume x is equals to let's say we will assume x is equals to 1. So 2 into 1 plus, in place of x now you will put the assumed value y, and this 6 I will write other side. Minus 6 will be changed into plus 6. 2 into 1 plus y is equals to 6. This 2 on shifting to other side will become minus 2, because here this side this is plus 2. So my y will be equals to 6 minus 2 is 4. So I got y equals to 4 on putting x is equals to 1. So let's find out the values of x and y for second equation. Same way we have to assume the value for one variable and we will get the values for the other variable. X we will assume. You can always try by assuming x is equals to 0. So again I will put x is equals to 0. 4 into 0 minus 2y is equals to this minus 4 I will shift to other side. This will be changed into plus 4. And plus we don't have to write a number alone, that means a number is a positive number. 4 into 0 is 0, minus 2 is equals to 4. This minus 2 is getting multiplied to y this side, so on shifting to other side it will get divided by 4. 2 into 1 is 2, 2 into 2 is 4. So I got y is equals to, this minus sign was there, so I got y equals to minus 1. On putting x is equals to 0, I am getting y equals to minus 1. Now let's take another value. Let's put x is equals to, we'll put x is equals to 2. Any value you can put, you can also take your own values and you can see we will get the same graph. The pattern will be same. Intersection point we will obtain for same value of for same pair of equations. So now x we are assuming 2. So I will write this equation as this 4, I am shifting to other side, it's becoming positive 4. 4 into 2 minus 2y is equals to 4. 4 into 2 is 8 minus 2y is equals to 4. 8 minus 2y, so I will shift that 8 to other side. Minus 2y is equals to 4. This plus 8 will be changed into minus of 8 on shifting to other side. Minus 2 is equals to 4 minus 8, or plus minus is minus. That will be 8 minus 4 is 4, and minus plus is minus with the sign which is with a bigger number. 8 is a bigger number and with 8 we have a minus sign. So I will write minus over here. Now y is equals to minus 4 divided by minus 2. This 2 is getting multiplied with y this side, so on shifting to other side it will get divided by the number. 2 into 1 is 2, 2 into 2 is 4. Minus and minus sign will get cancelled, so I got y is equals to 2 on putting x is equals to 2. Now I have the values, I can plot a graph. Since all my values are small, so I can take points in the form of 1, 2, 3, 4 in my graph. So this is x-axis, this is x dash, y-axis, y dash I'll take, this is origin, I'll take all the values within 6 I'll take, because my biggest value is 6. 4, 5, 6, 7, no need to write more values, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. This is positive x, this is negative x, positive y, negative y. So let's plot the points now. X is 0 and y is 6. x0 is here, and on the corresponding to x0, y6 will be here. So this will be my point x0, y6. So x always I have to write first and then y. x1, here x is my 1, y 4. So I have to move vertically upward because y is positive and upward positive y is there. So here is my number just opposite to 4. I have to maintain this distance because x is only 1. So x is 1, y is 4. This is my point. I can join these lines. I'll extend these lines later on. Now let's plot the second point. X is equals to 0, y equals to -1. This is my point. Now x is equals to 0, y is also equals to, x is equals to 2, y also equals to 2. So here is the point. See, 2 points I have to take. This is 2 on x-axis, and straight vertically upward I have to go because y is positive 2. So this will be my point 2 and 2. Now I have to join these points like this. This I can see the two equations are intersecting each other. Now at the intersection point, whatever values I am getting for x and y, that will be my solution for this pair of equations. See, you have to find those values yourself. The reason is that the graph on your notebook will be more clear and more accurate, so you can find the values. Now so this is fourth part of fourth question. We have to find out whether it's consistent or inconsistent. If we get it consistent, then we have to plot a graph and find the values of x and y. So let's quickly write a1 by a2, b1 by b2 and c1 by c2. a1 is 2, so directly we can write it now because we have already learned how to see. This is a1, b1, c1, a2, b2, c2. You can mark or write it down if it makes easy for you. a1 by a2, a1 is 2, this is, and a2 is 4, b1 is -2, b2 is -4, c1 is -2, c2 is -5. See, all the values in first equations are a values and all the equations in the second are 2 values. In first equation are 1 values like a1, b1, c1, and in second equation these will have 2, a2, b2 and c2. So you can write it in that way. Now we will do further simplifications. 2 into 1 is 2, 2 into 2 is 4. This is 1 by 2. Minus and minus sign will get cancelled. 2 into 1 is 2, 2 into 2 is 4. Again we got 1 by 2. See, a1 by a2 is equals to b1 by b2. Let's check it out for c1 by c2. Minus and minus sign will get cancelled, and c1, no further cancellation is possible. So I got 2 by 5. So a1 by a2 is equals to b1 by b2, but it is not equals to c1 by c2, which is a case of parallel equations. Parallel equations are not consistent. We have already learned in the concept. So we can see these are inconsistent, and for inconsistent we don't have to plot a graph, because the question was if inconsistent then you have to obtain the solution graphically. So now I hope you have understood, if a solution is unique, then a solution is consistent. If it's parallel or coincide also, so it will be inconsistent. For parallel it will be inconsistent, but for coincide lines it will be dependent solution, because all the solutions will be equal. All the points will be equal. Now let's do the next sum. Our fifth sum is half the perimeter of a garden whose length is 4 more than its width is 36. Find the dimensions of garden. So we have to find the dimensions of garden. Since we are finding the solutions graphically, which means we have to plot a graph first. We will get some unique solution, and though that solution will be the dimensions of a garden. See, a garden has length and width. So we will simply assume width. We will simply assume our length equals to x and width equals to y. Two things were there, so two variables we have to assume. So let the length be, you have to write it completely. Let the length be x, let the width of the garden be y. So now they have given us one condition, half the perimeter. So do you remember the formula of perimeter? Yes, we have done in the lower classes. Perimeter of rectangle. So rectangle means different width and length. Okay. So perimeter of rectangle is 2 into L plus B. This is the formula of perimeter of rectangle. So if we have to do half, see they have taken half value, half the perimeter of rectangle. Now we have to do half of perimeter, which means half of this whole thing, half of 2 into L plus B. 2 into L plus B is a formula of perimeter of rectangle. This 2 and 2 will get cancelled. We are doing it half because it's written half the perimeter of rectangle is 36. So I got L plus B. This is half the perimeter of rectangle, and this thing, half the perimeter of rectangle, L plus B is my half the perimeter of rectangle. This thing is equal to 36. So here I got my first equation, but I will write this x, L and B in terms of x and y. So I will write x plus y is equals to 36. So I got my first equation. Now let's find out the second equation. So if you want, you can make a note side by side. So I got my first equation. Now they have written whose length means length, is means equals to, and 4 means 4 I will write as it is, more means plus, then its width. Width is breadth. So now I will write this in the form of x and y. Length is my x, because I have assumed the starting of the question, let the length be equals to x. 4 I will write as it is, and let the width be equals to y I have assumed. Now I will just convert it in more simplified manner. X minus y, this plus of y I am shifting to this side. It will be changed into minus y is equals to 4. So I got x minus y is equals to 4. How we made the equation? See, whose length is L, is means equals to, 4 means 4, directly I can write, more means plus, and width is breadth, or width we can write. So I have assumed length equals to x at the starting of the question, 4, and breadth is y. So x minus y is equals to 4 is my second equation. Second. So first equation they have told half the perimeter is equals to 36. So half the perimeter is L plus B. So L is x and B is y. So first equation was x plus y is equals to 36. Now Again, in the same way, I will take two points for both the equations, x and y for both the equations, and then I'll plot a graph. So let's plot a graph. So let's see the values for x and y for both the equations. See, I have already written the values, but I will solve for you guys. See, first equation is x plus y is equals to 36. Now I will put the value as x is equals to 20 plus y is equals to 36. See, this number 36 is very big. That's why I have taken nearby value. I have taken assumed x is equals to 20. You can take any other value also, but try to think of some even values. It will be easy for us to plot on a graph. So y will be equals to 36 minus 20. This 20 coming to other side, it will be minus 20. 36 minus 20 will be 16. So my y will be 16 by putting x is equals to 20. Now I will take x is equals to 18. Let's put the value of x 18 in first equation. 18 plus y is equals to 36. Y will be equals to 36 minus 18. And 36 minus 18 will be 18. So on taking x is equals to 18, I am getting y also equals to 18. Now let's find out the values for second equation. A second equation is x minus y equals to 4. Now first, this is very simple equation. So again I will put x is equals to 0. If I put x is equals to 0, it will become 0 minus y is equals to 4 or minus of y is equals to 4, which means y equals to minus 4. Now I will take x is equals to 4. I will put the value of x equals to 4 in second equation. Minus y equals to 4. Minus y is equals to this 4 I will take to other side. It will become 4 minus 4 because this is plus 4. On changing the side it will be minus 4. 4 minus 4 will be 0. So y will be equals to 0. Because 0, it's not important to write minus sign with 0. So minus of y, or we can write y is equals to 0. So on putting x is equals to 4, I am getting y equals to 0. So let's take this, use these values and draw a graph. For first equation, I will take the points x equals to 20. See on my graph, since value, my biggest value is 36, or I can say if I see the taken values, biggest value is 20. So I have taken points like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. I have taken a gap of one number so that all the numbers till 20 can be filled up in my graph. Same way for y-axis also I have written the numbers in the same pattern, and for negative of y-axis also and for positive of x-axis also I have used the same pattern. If my x is equals to 20, here x is equals to 20, in that case y is equals to 16. So let's move vertically upward till I get a point opposite to 16 and opposite to 20. If I look down, or if I look at x-axis, it should be opposite to 20, and if I look at y-axis, it should be opposite to 16. So here this point is 20 and 16. Let's plot the other point. X is equals to y, 18. Here x is equals to 18 and y is also equals to 18 in this case. So I have to look a point which is opposite to both 18 in case of x also and in case of y also. So for x I have to move vertically upwards till I reaches a point which is opposite to 18 from y. See, if I draw a dotted line from here, it's opposite to 18, and if I draw a dotted line from x-axis, I can say this point is opposite to 18. So this point is 18 and 18. 18 for x, 18 for y. Now let's join these 2 points. Now let's draw the equation, draw the graph for the second equation. For second equation, my x is equals to 0 and y is equals to minus of 4. Here your x is equals to 0, y equals to minus 4, because y is negative and negative of y is in the downward direction. So this is 0 for x and minus 4 for y. We'll mark a point over here. And next point is x is equals to 4. Here x is equals to 4 and y is equals to 0. So y is equals to 0 on the same point. See here 0 is opposite to the point 4. So this is my 4, 0. We always write x first then y. Now I have to join these 2 points also. And now I have to, in this question I have to find the dimensions of the garden. And whenever we have to find any points or solution graphically, we have to make sure that both our lines are intersecting at some point. So I'll just extend the line and I am seeing now where both the lines are intersecting. I can see here somewhere both of my lines are intersecting. So here I can see the point which is opposite to your x-axis or y-axis and the point which is opposite to x-axis. So if I see, it will be somewhere around 20 and 16. Value of x will be 20 and value of y will be 16. See, this will be more accurate when you draw on a real graph paper. Here I have just given you an idea. So the sixth question is, for a given equation, you have to find 3 linear equations such that the geometrical representation of the 2 pairs should be intersecting lines, parallel lines or coincident lines. It means you have to write or you have to find 3 linear equations and make a pair. Each one of those lines you have to make a pair with the given line such that once you draw a graph of the pair, you can receive intersecting lines, parallel lines or coincident lines. So you have to find. So this is very easy. We will start from the concept which we learned in the starting of the video. So first of all, I'll write this equation as it is: 2x plus 3y minus 8 equals to 0. So we'll try for intersecting lines. For intersecting lines, we have learned the concept. This one, a1 by a2 should not be equals to b1 by b2. I hope you remember this. We have done in the starting of this video. This means I have to choose those numbers for which the ratios of a1 over a2 should not be equals to b1 over b2. So this is very simple. See, a1 is, in this case a1 is 2 and b1 is 3. So what I can do, I can choose any numbers other than these two numbers. So I can choose 5x plus 8y minus 8. If you want, you can write the same number. If you want, you can write any other number. So I write minus 11. Now see, a1 by a2, we'll compare a1 by a2 and b1 by b2. a1 is 2, a2 is, this is a2 which I have written, this is b2 and this is c2. a2 is 5, b1 is 3 and b2 is 8. See, a1 by a2 and b1 by b2, they are not equal. So we have got the equation so that this pair is making a pair of intersecting lines on geometrical representation. See, you can choose any lines for which this ratio comes true. You can like make any other ratio, any other equation also. It's your wish. It's very simple. Now let's try for the parallel lines. So for parallel lines, Just try to remember the relationship which we have learned. So I will write the relationship for you. For parallel lines, your ratio was A1 equals to A1 by A2 equals to B1 by B2, which is not equal to C1 by C2. So this was the relationship between the ratios of the coefficients. So we have to choose a number for which your ratios of A1 by A2 should be equal to B1 by B2, but it should not be equal to C1 by C2. For such types of equations, just see, you have to make equal this much of, or the ratios you have to make equal only of A1 over A2 and B1 over B2. So just put a bracket over here and multiply this with some number. I'll multiply it with 3. Only this much. Except part C. C I can write whatever I want. So I'll do. I'll just multiply 2 into 3. This is 6x. 3 into 3. 9y. And this I will not multiply. I will write anything. So again I will write minus 11 equals to 0. I've got one equation. Now let's see the ratios. A1 over A2, B1 over B2, C1 over C2. A1 is again 2. A2 is this 6. This is my A1. This is A2. This is B2. A1 and B1 are given in the given equation. B1 is 3 and B2 is 9. C1 is minus of 8. C2 is minus 11. Now let's simplify this equation, these ratios. 2 into 1 is 2, 2 into 3 is 6, 3 into 1 is 3, 3 into 3 is 9. These ratios cannot be further simplified. So I can see this I got 1 by 3, see, is equal to 1 by 3 is not equal to 8 by 11. See, I have fulfilled the relationship which I had to. This means if I draw a graph of a pair of these two linear equations, I'll get a parallel lines on the graph. So if you want, you just have to multiply. If you have to make anything equal, just multiply both the numbers with the same number. You can try by multiplying with other numbers also. You will get the equal ratios. Now let's find the equation for the coincident lines. So the given equation will remain same. I will just write it as it is. First try to remember the relationship between the ratios for coincident lines. So for coincident lines, if you remember, it is A1 by A2 should be equals to B1 by B2. It should be equals to C1 by C2. So for coincident lines, or we can say overlapping lines, your ratios, all the ratios should be equal. So how it will come? It's more simpler than parallel lines. How? Because in parallel lines you were multiplying with only these two. Only the coefficients of x and y with some number. But in such type of relationship where all the ratios are equal, you can multiply the whole equation with some common number. Let's multiply it with 5. So 5 into 2 is 10. 10 next. 3 into 5 is 15. 8 into 5 is what? 40. So I have got this equation. Here this is my A1, B1 and C1. This is my A2, B2 and C2. Let's find out if it's true or not. So I will write the ratios. A1 upon A2, B1 upon B2, C1 upon C2. A1 2, A2 10. I will see if it's equal or not. 3, 15, minus 8, minus 40. Let's simplify it quickly. 2 into 1 is 2, 2 into 5 is 10. 3 into 1 is 3, 3 into 5 is 15. minus and minus sign will get cancelled. 8 into 1 is 8, 8 into 5 is 40. So I can see I am getting 1 by 5 equals to 1 by 5 equals to 1 by 5. So I can get now, if I am multiplying the whole, this is the simplest way to get the equations. See, I am getting my results also. So this question was pretty much simpler and I have explained it in a more simple way. So if you are understanding the video and watching a video till now, please don't forget to subscribe it, because many more such videos are yet to come. So now we are left with only one last question of this exercise, and let's finish that question without wasting any time. In the last question, you have been given two equations. These are the equations: x minus y plus 1 equals to 0 and 3x plus 2y minus 12 equals to 0. You have to draw a graph by using these two equations, and then once you join the lines, you will obtain one triangle, and you have to obtain the coordinates of the vertices. See, this is my triangle. So once I draw a graph, on joining the two lines, I will get one triangle. So I have to find, these are the vertices of my triangle, the joining point. So I have to find the coordinates. Coordinates means your x and y. X is ordinate, y is abscissa. So you have to find your coordinates for the vertices of the triangle. This is your last question. So everything is same, like drawing a graph. Everything is same as we have done the previous questions, but only new thing they have added to find the coordinates of the vertices of a triangle. So let's start. In the same way we will start. We have to find points for x and y. Equations they have given very simple. So like I have told you, just try to assume the value of x starting from 0. If your equations are very simple, like small numbers are there, you can directly put x is equals to 0, and then we can see what value we are getting for y. 0 minus y plus 1 is equals to 0. I am putting first equation. So minus y is equals to this plus 1, I am shifting to other side, I am getting minus 1, minus and minus will get cancelled. So y I will get plus 1. So I am putting x is equals to 0, I am getting y equals to 1. Now let's put x is equals to, we can put x is equals to 1. Okay, 1 minus y plus 1 equals to 0. 1 plus 1 will be 2 minus y equals to 0. Minus y, this 2 I will shift to other side, this plus 2 will be changed into minus of 2, or 0 minus 2, 0 no need to write, minus and minus sign get cancelled, y will be equals to 2. So when we are taking x is equals to 1, we are getting y equals to 2. Let's do for the second equation. Again I will write in the same way. First I will try to put x is equals to 0. So I will write down here 3x, x I will put 0. 3 into 0 plus 2y. Directly I will write 12 to the other side, it will be plus 12. 3 into 0 is 0. 2y is equals to 12. Then y is equals to 12 divided by 2, because this 2 is getting multiplied to y. On changing the side, 2 will get divided by 12. 2 into 1 is 2. 2 into 6 is 12. So y is equals to 6. On putting x is equals to 0, we are getting y equals to 6. Now we will put, let x is equals to 4 we will put. So 3 into 4 plus 2y equals to 12. In like previously I will write the other side. Minus 12 will be changed into plus 12. 3 into 4 is 12 plus 2y is equals to 12. So 12 I'll shift to other side. 2y is equals to 12 minus 12. And also if the numbers, two numbers are same on different sides of equals to, directly they can get cancelled also. The reason is that because their signs are same, and on shifting the sides anyhow they will be the total will be equals to 0 only. So directly also we can cancel. So now this 2 will get divided by 0. Anything divided by 0 will be equals to 0. So y, on putting x is equal to 4, we are getting y equals to 0. Now let's plot a graph. Now x is equals to 0, x is equals to 0 and y equals to 1. So just above the 0 I can see y is equals to 1 is over here. So I'll mark this point 0, 1. Now x is equals to 1, it's here. Now vertically upward I have to go till 2 because y is equals to 2. See. So this point is 1 and 2. Now I will join these points like this. Now let's do it for the other equation. X is equals to 0, y equals to 6. So it will be here somewhere. So 0, 6. Because if x is 0, the point will lie on y-axis only. So y is equals to 6. So here it will lie. X is equals to 4. Here your x is equals to 4 and y equals to 0. If y is equals to 0, that point will lie on x-axis. See, it is opposite. If your x is equals to 0, the point will lie on y-axis. Always remember this thing if you are getting confused. And if your y is equals to 0, opposite thing will happen. On y equals to 0, the point will be on x-axis. So this is 4, 0. So I got 4, 0 and 0, 6. 0, 6 is here. So these 2 points again I will join. And I will extend C. This is my triangle. I will shade the triangle. So one vertices I can see. This is one vertex of triangle and its coordinates are 4 and 0. And the now remaining 2 vertices you have to see. This is, you have to find what is the value opposite to this point for y and what is the value of this point opposite to x-axis. Those will be the value of x and y. And here again same thing. Since this point is lying on y-axis means x will be 0. If point is lying on y-axis, then x will always be 0. And for y minus 1 I can see, but you still have to find more accurate value and see whether this is true or not, and you have to find by your own and see if you are able to plot a graph yourself and if you are able to locate the points also. So guys, here we are able to successfully finish our exercise 3.2 and a very big congratulations to you on completing. Thank you so much for watching the video and I hope to see you in my next one.